When most people think about planning for retirement, they think about saving, investing, and maybe choosing the right time to retire. But there's another factor that often gets overlooked, and that's Washington. Changes in tax laws and retirement rules can have a real impact on your income in retirement. Today, we're going to talk about 4 ways Washington can put your retirement at risk. And more importantly, what you can do now to help prepare. This isn't about politics. It's about being informed and proactive.
Merit Advisors, helping improve lives by making ideal choices.
Before we dive in, let's define 2 important concepts. First is tax risk. This is the risk that you'll pay more taxes in retirement than you expect, leaving you with less money to spend. The second is legislative risk. That's the possibility that Congress changes the rules, what gets taxed, when it gets taxed, or how retirement accounts work after you've already built your plan. And these risks aren't hypothetical. We've seen major retirement-related changes just in the last few years. So let's talk about some of the most common ways Washington can impact your retirement. Way number 1, changing tax brackets. One of the simplest ways Washington can affect retirees is by changing tax brackets. Throughout history, Congress has adjusted tax rates and income thresholds. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 temporarily lowered tax rates for many Americans. Those lower rates were originally scheduled to expire by the end of 2025 before Congress passed the One Big Beautiful Bill this year. But future legislation could still raise tax rates or compress brackets. What does that mean for retirees? If you're planning your retirement income, assuming today's tax rates will last forever, you may be in for a surprise. The same amount of income could be taxed more heavily in the future without you doing anything differently. Way number 2, limiting or eliminating tax deductions. Another way Washington can increase taxes without technically raising rates is by changing deductions. We saw this in 2017 when personal exemptions were eliminated and the SALT deduction was capped. These changes caused many retirees to pay taxes simply because fewer deductions were available. Think about retirees who deduct medical expenses or charitable contributions. If those deductions are limited or removed in future legislation, more of their income becomes taxable. While today's higher standard deduction for seniors has been helpful, it's also subject to change. The key takeaway is this: deductions you rely on today may not exist tomorrow. Way number 3, changing which assets are taxed. Congress can also change what income gets taxed. A perfect example is Social Security. Before 1984, Social Security benefits weren't taxed at all. Legislative changes in the 1980s and 90s made a portion of these benefits taxable for many retirees. More recently, the Secure Act changed the rules for inherited IRAs, forcing many beneficiaries to withdraw and pay taxes on those accounts within 10 years instead of over a lifetime. These kinds of changes can completely upend plans that were built under the old rules. And there's always the possibility that future legislation could target currently tax-favored assets or limit how they're used. Way number 4, changing the rules on retirement accounts. Perhaps one of the most unsettling risks is when Washington changes the rules around your own retirement accounts. We've already seen changes to the age required for RMDs, or required minimum distributions. But lawmakers have debated even more aggressive ideas. For example, a 2021 House proposal would have forced owners of very large retirement accounts to take withdrawals regardless of age and pay taxes on money they didn't even need. While that proposal didn't pass, it shows the types of ideas lawmakers consider when looking for revenue. The concern isn't just one law, it's the pattern. The rules can change after you've spent decades saving. So what can you do? You can't control Washington, but you can control how prepared you are. Step 1, diversify your tax buckets. Avoid putting all your retirement savings into tax-deferred accounts. Consider spreading money across taxable, tax-deferred, and tax-free buckets. Roth accounts, for example, can provide tax-free withdrawals and more flexibility if and when tax rates rise. Step 2, plan withdrawals strategically. Throughout the withdrawal process and throughout the withdrawal planning, we can help reduce taxes over time. Partial Roth conversions during lower income years let you pay taxes on your own terms. Coordinating withdrawals can also help you avoid surprises, like higher Medicare premiums. Step 3, stay flexible. Retirement planning isn't set it and forget it. Laws are going to change. Your plan should be reviewed and adjusted as those rules evolve. Flexibility and liquidity gives you options when the rules shift. Tax laws and retirement rules are going to continue to change. That's a given. But with a proactive and flexible plan, you don't have to let decisions made in Washington derail your retirement. The goal isn't to predict the future perfectly, it's to build a plan that can adapt no matter what changes come next. If you have a question about what we discussed today, or you'd like to speak personally about your unique situation, please give us a call or shoot us an email. We'd love to hear from you.